When we talk about mobilizing the energy of young people, mobilizing the resources, there's one component of the whole structure that we should not forget. That one is partnership, because without partnership, we cannot stand stronger. So we need to be able to see how partners could work together when they want to address the role of young people and provide them with the necessary capacity to make sure that the action they implement have great impacts. And then this is also how we build bridges in terms of the sustainability of our world with citizens' contribution. And UNESCO is exactly one of those key partners. You probably heard about the UNESCO Youth Forum that took place in October in Paris, in this same city, 2 months ago, where young people came together to work and to reflect about addressing climate change. We have Evie here in the panel with us, and we have John Crowley, who is in the virtual world. He has a short message for us, and after his message, we will give the floor to Evie, because UNESCO has been part of the music competition where Adeline is a winner. So please, Miroslav.
Okay, let's start it. So please take your headphones.
The UNESCO Social and Human Sciences sector, and I'm responsible for our programs on social transformations. And within those programs, the question of youth engagement to respond to climate change is of enormous importance. It indeed represents the encounter between our programs on social transformations and our youth programs. And in that context, we've been doing a lot in recent weeks to promote various kinds of youth engagement through the Youth Forum of UNESCO's General Conference, which took place at the end of October, and focused specifically on responding to climate change as one of the challenges to which young people from all over the world, representing all the member states of UNESCO, were asked to respond. In conjunction with the Global Youth Music Contest, which we were partners of and which we will be organizing events in recognition of next week, and I hope you will wish to join us at the UNESCO space in Le Bourget, where I'm speaking from at the moment, and which you can see behind me, on Monday the 7th of December, and then again in the evening at UNESCO itself, in Paris, near the Eiffel Tower, 7 Place de Fontenoy, where we will again be showcasing some of the young people we've been working with in the context both of the Youth Forum and of the Global Youth Music Contest. And the spirit in which we are trying to work is a very simple one. The implications are complex, but the spirit is simple. The spirit is that climate change is not primarily, perhaps not even at all, a technical problem in the face of which we need technical solutions. Climate change is a social, a philosophical, almost an existential challenge in the face of which we need a new social imagination. And young people are particularly well placed to promote this new social imagination because they are themselves in the process of producing their own social imagination. And they are the first generation, the young people of today, for whom the question of climate change is an absolutely central part of the many things that they need to integrate into their emerging generational social imagination. And therefore, while I'm not able to be with you today in Le Bourget, I'm very pleased that UNESCO is able to associate itself with this side event. I thank Miro Polzer for the opportunity to participate. My colleague Eve El-Sheheli will be part of the discussion, and I would just like to wish you best luck. And I look forward very much, particularly on Monday when we meet again at the UNESCO space for a whole day of events around social transformations, to hear back from the participants in this meeting what you've been discussing and what kinds of directions you would like to indicate for UNESCO's activities, for the mobilization of civil society itself, and who knows, perhaps for the whole UN system. Thank you.
So that was the message video of John, and we now turn to Evie.
Thank you. Can anyone hear me? Yes. Thank you for being here. I'm very honored to be here representing UNESCO, in particular the program on social transformation, on the management of social transformations. I'm not going to repeat what my colleague John Crowley has said, just to build up on his presentation. Let me just tell you why it was important for UNESCO to be part of this project. The first aspect is, of course, its focus on youth. As John has said, we have had a lot of activities related to youth and youth-led activities, because UNESCO as an organization has recognized or acknowledged the fact that young people need to express their vision of their present but also their future and what kind of world they want to live in, what is a sustainable and desirable world. This is the first aspect. So we had this project, the Global Challenges Youth Music Contest. We also implemented several simulations of climate negotiations with students. And this was very rewarding to work with young people. This is the first aspect. The second aspect, maybe less obvious, is the focus of this project on the arts. So why the arts? Basically because climate change is so global. We're faced with a crisis of representation. We don't know how to represent itself and what is at stakes. So in this regard, the arts can help express and make visible what otherwise would be silenced. So in that case, in the case of the JYMC music contest, the first part about hearing about youth narratives was, of course, very interesting because, as I said, they need to express what kind of world they want to live in. But the second aspect, and this is why I'm very happy to have the winner of the JYMC contest, is the second aspect is that we need to learn more about the creation process, why Adeline has chosen music to express her vision of the world. Has it changed anything in your perspective? Has it helped you express your values and the way you see you fitting in the planetary system? So this artistic creation process, this imagination process, they're both very important because they're precisely what societies need to do in the face of climate change. They will need to reinvent themselves, and we should use this power of the arts and imagination to do it.
Thank you, Evie.